What is going on, social media family? My name is Jorge Lopez and I am your sales consultant. We are located in Tomball, Texas, and Tomball Ford is your dealership of choice. Welcome to yet another video. This is full of information today. I'm telling you everything that you need to know to order your Ford Bronco. Ford just released some information. We're talking about timeline. We are talking about constraints. Yeah, there's still problems. What to stay away from so that you have the best chance of getting a 2023 Bronco. And got a rapid fire questions. I just go through a few questions that I received and hopefully that answers some of your questions. Let's get the video started. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Okay, let's start the video by giving you guys a timeline. So Ford is going to be accepting orders starting March 27 of 2023. The production run is going to be going through November of 2023. The 24 Bronco startup will begin December of 2023 for delivery of next year. One really cool thing that Ford has done is that they know the importance of trying to catch up. And it's been really hard for them because they don't have a lot of parts, whether it be a Goodyear tire, whether it be a microchip. But Ford is telling us that they have reduced about 80% of the orders that were in the system unscheduled in January of 2023. They dropped it down 80% to what they've got now currently in March of 2023. So there's still a lot of unscheduled orders from reservees, from people that basically had their vehicle in the order system for quite some time. So I'm hoping that you guys get scheduled soon. So a couple of other things that I want to mention to you about the order bank being open. So like I said, March 27, 2023 is when the order banks are going to be opening. And I believe they're going to be opening up at 4 p.m. Yeah, that's what they did last time. And I think Ford hinted that 4 p.m. that day is when the order banks are going to be opening up. Another thing that Ford is mentioning is that they are not planning on offering any model year transition or price protection for customers if their orders are not produced in the 2023 model year. So if you don't get picked, if you don't get selected, if you don't get a scheduled build date for 2023, you're going to have to flip it over to 2024. There's no price protection for you on that. As far as the retail order closing, this is a big eye-opener. Because of the high demand, Ford is probably going to be closing the order banks a lot quicker than what you would expect. I remember the Maverick order bank when it first came out a couple of years ago. It shut down in a couple of months, in a few months actually. Then last year for 2023, the order banks opened up, I think 4 or 5 days. I don't think that the Bronco is going to last that long. I would probably give it a day to a couple of days, maybe a few days at the most. So make sure, guys, if you're interested in getting a 2023 Bronco, make sure that you contact your dealership and submit your order as soon as possible to them so that they have what you're looking, what you're wanting, and they can easily put it into the system. So what I did with all of my customers that I had on a Bronco list, I actually communicated back with them a few days ago. And I asked them for all of their bills, all of the information that I need so that I will be ready come March 27 because I do not want to miss a beat. I want to be efficient. I want to be quick. But hey guys, this is the core of this video. This is what you guys have to be aware of. This is the problem constraints. This is what you have to stay away from. So the commodity constraints, Sasquatch, okay, this is I think the most popular package that Ford makes. Ford is saying they're going to be building 50% of that, and that is it. So 50% of the remaining Broncos for this year are going to have the Sasquatch package. The hardtop four-door, 36%. So yes, Ford is still having issues with the hardtops. So they want to build 64% soft top, okay? So keep that in mind. The wall track, for you guys that have a wall track on order, I would recommend trying to switch it to something else because Ford is saying 18% of all of the orders will be a wall track. So is the Lux package, another 18%. These are low numbers. And remember, the Lux package gives you your adaptive cruise control, your Bang & Olufsen sound system, your heated steering wheel, and your wireless charging pad. which by the way does not work that well. So consider switching over to a high package. You still have your 12-inch display and your 360-degree view camera. And guys, for those that want a two-door, I would recommend switching to a 4 because Ford is telling us 10%, only 10% of Broncos for the remaining 2023 are gonna be 2 doors. So 90% of them have to be 4 doors. So there you go. If you got a Wild Track Lux Package 2-door, guaranteed it'll be a 2024. If you've got a Wild Track, more than likely it's gonna be a 2024, but there's still a chance that you get it for 2023. So I would consider going away from Wild Track. Study your trim levels, because a lot of people think, man, I want the best of the best, but they don't realize that the best of the best for them could be an Outer Banks, could be a Badlands. Okay, all of these Broncos, they're super off-road capable, and I promise you that most of us really do not use our Broncos for what they are intended to be used for. Keep that in mind. So try to build the thinnest possible build that you can live with so that you have a better shot of getting your Bronco being built sooner than later. Another important thing, so these next trim levels and options, Ford is not building at all. A base, an Everglades, a manual transmission, and the optional beadlock wheel from the Badlands. Okay, so no more base. If you have a base on order, it's not gonna be built. Switch it. If you got an Everglades on order, it is not going to be built. Switch it. These are things that Ford is telling us that they're not going to be building, guys. So make sure that you contact your dealership if you've got one of these and switch it to something else. If you got the constraint items, rethink, reconfigure, and update your order so that you get the best chance of getting your Bronco built sooner than later. Frequently asked questions. I'm just gonna read a lot of these because these are really, really good questions, and I wanna make sure that you guys understand everything. So, do you need COVP? So yes, I would definitely recommend doing COVP, customer order verification process. Okay, that is something that we need to upload to Ford. So your dealership needs your driver's license. I would recommend you sign off on an order summary form, which outlines the MSRP price of the vehicle and also outlines options, features, equipment, etc. The second form you need to sign off on is basically telling Ford that it is a customer, you, that is ordering the Bronco and not the dealership ordering for our inventory. So yeah, make sure that you provide that information to your dealership. If they're not asking for it, make sure that you tell them, hey, do I need to do COVP with you? They better say yes. Can we guarantee production delivery timelines for customers? That's the question to Ford, and Ford is telling us no. So we cannot tell you when you're going to be getting your Bronco. Isn't that a shame, man? That's sad. You place an order and you cannot get a somewhat of a timeline. When is the 23 model Bronco balanced out? That's going to be in October. So that means when is Ford basically saying, okay, this is it, no more Bronco to be scheduled for 2023? It's going to happen in October. When is the 24 Bronco startup? We talked about this already. It's going to be November of 2023. That's when the I'm assuming the order banks will be open and we'll be able to place orders for 2024 Broncos at that time. And who knows if Ford will catch up or if we still have part constraints. Will Ford prevent me from entering more retail orders than estimated allocation remaining? No, so a dealership can actually submit as many orders as they can, but will they have the allocation to have Ford build them? That is another question. So that's why it's important for you to contact your dealership and say, hey man, how many do you have, or gals, excuse me, how many do you have on the list, or how many orders do you have, and how many allocated Broncos are going to be getting for 2023 is super important, because if your dealership only has allocation for 50 and they're submitting 200 of them, 150 of them are not going to be built. Will Ford still schedule stock orders? Yes, yeah, they will be building stock units. How and when or why is this happening? Well, if a dealership is building or submitting orders and all of these are Broncos that Ford cannot build, so guess what? they still need to fulfill these orders or an order. So in that case, those retail orders are going to be replaced by a more basic stock unit Bronco. Will retail orders still take priority over stock orders? Yes, the retail orders will take priority from a commodity and scheduling standpoint. That's good news. If my customer changes their order, which is on schedule, do they qualify for the Bronco Order Modification Program? No, because the offer was applicable to orders modified before March 7th. Since the Sasquatch package is standard on a Heritage, is that going to count against the 50% production numbers? It was 50%, yes. So yes, it is basically like a wild track. A wild track comes standard with a Sasquatch package, so is the Heritage. So those two basically are into the 50% mix of the Sasquatch package. Keep that in mind. If you've got a Heritage, that means that Ford is building, 50% total Sasquatch package, and in that mix, it's going to be a Heritage and a wild track. So these are really, really, really low numbers. The retail Broncos that have been in the order bank for many, many months, like over a year, will those be looked at first? Yeah, what's going to happen? So this is what Ford is saying. Orders will be selected for scheduling based on dealer allocation, then the reservation timestamp, the priority code, and then the commodities. So priority codes, guys, you need to make sure that you're at a 10. Okay, really briefly, priority codes are between 10 to 19, basically telling Ford these orders from 10 to 19 are able to be built, submit them, pick them up for it as soon as possible. I always recommend going to the 10, okay? But anywhere between 10 and 19 is okay. If it's on a priority code 99, that basically is telling Ford, do not build this Bronco. So you need to make sure that you are not at a priority code 99 because your order is never going to be built. Will retail orders take priority over existing stock orders? Yes, retail orders will take priority from a commodity and scheduling standpoint. I also wanted to bring something up which was really, really mind-boggling. According to Ford, there's about 6,700 Broncos, okay, across the nation that have not been sold yet, okay? And most of them are retail orders. So what's happening? These dealerships are either in a market where they cannot sell these Broncos, or these dealerships are just asking an absurd amount of money over MSRP, and they're being stuck with that. So that's one other thing, guys. If you see a dealership that has some Broncos in stock, do not order your Bronco through them, because Ford is telling us that their allocation numbers are also going to be slightly based on how many Broncos they have on the lot and how quickly the turnaround is. So for us, there's not a Bronco in our inventory at this point. And if we happen to have a customer that backed out of their Bronco, man, we got people left and right that are willing to pay, MSRP a little bit over for those vehicles to get their hands on a Bronco. So we do not have any issues, any problems with that. Again, I invite you to give us an opportunity to help you with your Bronco build. If interested, my email is on the screen and I can help you out. If you have any questions, the comment section below is open. Type away. And guys, in conclusion, man, we are frustrated, and we as a salesperson, I'm frustrated as well, because I wish I had all of the answers that my clients, that my customers would want me to have. And I really don't have a lot of information sometimes to give them. But my duty, my job, and my goal is to make sure that I submit everything in a timely manner. And that's why I've contacted all of my people, all of my customers from many, many months ago, and prepared them for this day, so that the day that the order bank opens, all I'm doing is just hitting submit, because I'm going to be prepared and I'm going to be submitting or at least putting in queue all of these orders. Hey guys, this is a informative video about the Ford Bronco ordering bank opening soon. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you comment below and let me know. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming video while you hit that bell notification. Share this video, because this video will definitely help a lot of people out. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning. On to the next video. Have a blessed day.